People think that I have choreography when I'm doing my releases, but really, I start out with the same thing every time, for the most part. And depending on what you give me or don't, then I go from there.
How many different releases do you think you have? Like, is there a number, or is it just a feel?
It's a feel, man.
Xavier Rhodes up there pressing. Adams creating separation.
I never go up and say, I'm about to do this to this guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I said, a starting point.
Little short move to the inside, super sudden, and he's back outside with separation.
Like I said, I coined the hop, the way I, skip off the line of scrimmage.
The suddenness of Davante Adams just beats people cold.
It's something that's kind of frowned upon because you're leaving your feet. God can stab you, but I just trust that I can get my feet back in the ground quicker than what they can.
Smooth as could be.
Davante Adams beat him in that critical one-on-one situation.
So, I mean, we sat here with Doug Baldwin, and he was the king of, like, releases.
I'm a basketball player.
I figured you were.
I
figured you were.
My absolute favorite of all time is Allen Iverson. I like to use basketball moves.
Look at that move on Vontae Davis.
It was all Allen Iverson, just crossover.
So I'll come off, and I'll kind of lean to the inside, so that way you kind of open your hips that way. And when I cross over, it's just literally like I have the ball in my hand. I'm crossing back over this way.
I've been all through Doug's book. Yeah. All through it, I'm telling you.
I mean, there was nobody that could really just stay in front of him.
I mean, he's tough. I remember that the release he had on Hill from LA. Yeah. Gave him a mean one inside. Just that body shift.
Watch this move. Whoa! Ouch!
He's another guy that he's great with reaction too.
Okay.
Snap to Rodgers, steps up, rainbows deep down the right side. Adams climbs under it. Makes the catch 40. What a run by Davante Adams. Just an excellent release off the line of scrimmage. And for him to be able to track that down the field the way that he was able to, just outstanding work all the way around by Adams.
A lot of people said Richard Sherman, you couldn't stack him, right? I mean, we're hearing about all the talk, but the release, you win him right on the release.
Right.
Davante with a quick move off the line of scrimmage, turned Sherman around, and then Davante came up with a stutter situation and just ran by him.
A guy like him who's long, he wants to slow you down, so make him uncomfortable. I've seen on film, he doesn't do as well with the inside release, courtesy of Keenan Allen.
They felt confident in Keenan Allen's ability to compete and make plays against Richard Sherman.
And they went right at Richard Sherman right there.
So when I get inside, I actually got way too far inside. So I didn't like where I was. So I had to close that cushion by going back at him, thinking that maybe I can break out. And then once I got on top, I knew I was in a good spot. These type of balls are not easy for DBs to track. You know, if I'm inside the numbers, I know the ball is going to be coming from over the top of my head. So as long as I'm able to track it, and I know Aaron's going to put it where it needs to be, I knew we were going to have some success.
You know, this is 4th down, right? So you're just trying to win quickly here.
Right.
As quick as possible.
4th and 1, and the Lions leading by 7. Here's the snap. Rolls it left, dumps it off left side. He's got Davante out of bounds.
Yeah, this is a sprint option play right here.
Sprint left option.
I don't have the leverage at all that I would like for this route, so basically I just use the hop release to kind of, it's a way I square back up the defender without them really knowing. So I'm not urgently sliding or doing something funky to get them to, you know what I mean, be alarmed.
But your release here, Davante, like it's a hop, right? Like kind of a hop and a skip. So you're kind of like reading his mail. Right. Like you're not thinking about stabbing him inside to come out. It takes too long, or?
Well, if you got to think about the quarterback moving and where he needs you to be. So I need to have a certain relationship with him, because if I stab inside, if I'm still inside, Aaron Jones and everybody's in the throwing line. So you got to think about that. With everything moving this way, you can't waste time going that way.
Okay, so it's just speed.
Speed and just hope I beat him in the spot.
Gotcha.
When Rodgers has got to have it, he looks for 17, found him there for 3 yards and a fresh set of down.
Rodgers deep drop looking. Pops it over the left side. Davante wide open. Outside the numbers 20. Cuts it back right past Flowers. 10 to the 5, to the end zone. High stepping, touchdown, Davante Adams, 40 yards.
I felt like we're taking a shot.
Yeah.
We're going max protection, let Davante go to work, right?
Yeah.
And we'll take all the time we need.
Yeah.
So take me through what you're looking to do.
Well, to begin it, I know I talked about me trying to use my smarts on the field. I'll have to give this one to Matt because we talked about it all week. Honestly, I wasn't for the play to begin with. The play works only if they're in man.
Right.
So we had to figure out how are we gonna for sure get me man on any given play.
Yeah.
And he decided to go 13 personnel. And I said, Matt, are you crazy?
Yeah.
And we get out there and sure enough, we go short motion, 13 personnel, and I get the man. So I just had to run a good route.
A nice designed route by Matt LaFleur.
Take me through the route then, because you get what you want.
Yep, got the man-to-man. Once I push up, I see everything clear out. I see 26 go with 80, and that you don't usually see that, so now I know it's man. So now it's just, for me, head and eyes, really dig for about 12, 14 yards and get them to think I'm trying to get across the field and get out efficiently.
You're expecting Davante Adams to continue on the move on the deep crosser, but instead, he puts his foot in the ground, he comes back out towards the boundary, and they're able to get an easy completion.
And Trey Flowers didn't have a clue. Not even close.
Now you get this. Do you always want to square up as much as you can after a catch?
Not every time, but it's something that I do more because, I mean, I don't run 4.3. I'm a 4.4, you know what I mean, low 4.5 guy. And I'm only saying 4.5 because that's what I put on tape. I'm faster than that now, for sure.
Okay.
I like to square up because, I mean, now I'm back in my comfort zone. I'm side
Now
to
you
side.
go back to work.
I can go back to work, and then, you know, short bursts, and now I get a burst on them. And as long as I feel like I can beat the safety, the corner's
take the
out
right
of the
angle.
question. Right, it's about angles.
Yep, that's great.
Davante Adams is a one-man wrecking crew when it comes to the Seattle secondary.
Now this play here, like this is an amazing play.
Here's the snap, rushes on. He looks, he lofts. Left side, Davante's got it, touchdown on an over-the-shoulder grab in the corner of the north end zone.
I heard that this is Aaron installing this.
Yeah.
Like, let's try this.
It was.
Because I'm looking at this going, this makes so much sense.
It does.
Davante Adams starts like he's going to run the slant, but then because he runs the go route off of it, double move, and Seattle gets caught.
So how does this come about? Does Aaron come to Matt? Does he come to you with this idea? Like,
yeah, well, we've run a similar route in 2017. I caught my first touchdown on the side, was on the same route, but it was a different concept.
Fade, corner of the end zone. Adams has it, over the shoulder catch. Davante Adams on a pretty touchdown catch in the right corner of the end zone.
Okay.
So now that we basically just fused it with the, like he's coming to pick for me or I'm going to pick for him, and then it makes them lose communication.
But it looks like it's hard to time up. Like, you can walk through it, you can practice it, Davante, but to execute it like this, you come together just like you do.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, we practiced this thing maybe 3 times throughout the week. It didn't look anything like this.
Yeah.
And then it comes to the game and you get a perfect look. They do exactly what we want on defense. What ended up good for us but almost bad is that we beat our guys so bad that they almost switched. But they didn't realize.
Both are open.
Yeah, both are wide open. He's wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I have the touchdown ball based on where I'm on the field, but he could have easily got the ball.
So they're thinking switch right away. And then you go the opposite.
Right back out.
And I feel like that's where football's at right now.
Yeah.
Run a pattern, break the pattern.
Exactly.
I feel like this play is going to get copied.
It will. It will.
People are going to start running this.
Yeah, I think it's something that you definitely got to work at because it's not easy to get just the footwork alone down for that, let alone the timing. And you got to cap it off with a really good ball, and he did that.
But we'll take us through this touchdown because this route, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time on this, right? Like, you got to really sell this.
You know what I mean? Like I said, in my mind, I try to think about what coverages, what they're going to do based off of how the game's been going.
Okay.
And when we get in the red zone, teams obviously know that I'm a red zone target a lot of the time. So I'm thinking, where's my double? It's a too high safety look. Where's my double going to come from? And I'm looking at the safety. He's not too far outside the hash, so I'm thinking it's not cover 2. But if it's cover 4, you know what I mean, he has to come trigger on that. I knew he was gonna drive, so I had to get up on him as much as possible so that when I come out, he wouldn't have time to react and fix his angle.
How do you know how deep to take this before you take it out?
Well, it's steps, basically.
It is.
So, yeah, I hop off the ball is a measurement, yeah. But I hop off the ball, and based off of the slant angle you have, if it's flatter or if it's a higher angle, will determine if you will win the route. So I knew I had to go a higher angle on my slant to maintain the leverage, because if I go flat, then coming back out of it, it's going to be too sharp of a turn.
Terrific pass route by Davante. Took it towards the post, a little wiggle, and then back out to the corner. Beautifully done by Davante Adams.
If Aaron makes 100 throws right there, Davante, with what you have, are you 100 for 100?
101 for 100.
You ain't missing.
We can't miss that one. We need those every single time.
It looks so easy.
That's the one. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you can put yourself in a position where it's essentially a route on air. That's the Jerry Rices and these guys of the world. You watch all the film, you never see anybody hanging all over them.
Right.
So that's how I try to, you know what I mean, make
just that separation.
Basically.
Just running free.
Yep.
Chicago, how cold is it today?
This I believe the kickoff was
single digits,
was
right?
8 degrees, yeah. Should have been 7 or 8 degrees for this game.
Is this a check at the line? This is 4th down.
This was a check, yes.
Okay.
Snap to Rodgers, looking downfield, lofts the left side. Davante's got it to the 5, to the end zone. What a catch!
I mean, inside leverage on a quick inside slant that's not what you want.
Right.
So basically, he just checked it. He had a check ready to go in the huddle, and I wasn't anticipating it. But yeah, he checked it, and Buster opened up the gate for me, so I just took off.
I call it a spray fade. What do you? I mean,
yeah, inside fade, spray fade, same thing. Yep.
Same thing, right?
Absolutely.
So is there a certain distance you're looking for the ball here?
Yeah, it's quicker timing. Once I beat him, once I clear his hips, I know that even if even if the ball isn't out, I can continue to run and he'll hit me in stride.
I felt like when I watched this, especially where the free safety was, there's no way you're missing this.
No, you can't. It's too much space over there. That's why anytime I get one high man like this, man free, I'm licking my chops, because I feel like, they don't know the route and I do, and my quarterback's gonna put the ball where it needs to be.
Why wouldn't you take these shots more, like during the course of the season?
Yeah, I mean,
because it looks so automatic.
That's a good argument, man. I think we should do it more. Honestly, I think that the number one thing is that I don't get this coverage very often. Okay. Honestly, when I'm in the slot,
not getting singled.
I'm not getting singled up. If I'm outside, especially in gotta have it moments, they don't usually do that. So he called it just as a, I like this route, even if he does get double, better than a slant. So we didn't know that that's what it was going to be.
One thing you do on this, though, is you face the ball. Like, you don't wait on it.
No.
Because you don't know if that defender could deflect. Right. The earlier you get to it.
Exactly. And it's 4th down. You got to take a lot of things into consideration. It's 4th down.
Yep.
Is the ref really going to call PI on 4th down, or is he going to let it play out? I love the late hands, but in certain situations, the ball is high enough that you got to go up and attack it.
Okay. This Darius Slay, big play Slay.
Yeah.
Like, he loves this matchup.
Yep.
I know you guys got a relationship, because you see each other twice a year.
Right.
Just take us through the route, the concept right here, what you're looking at.
Well, basically, my route is essentially, it's like a 20-yard out with a stem to it. So I'm stemming out. People talk about my releases and all that stuff. I say my biggest tool is my mind when it comes to the football. I get on the field. I try to gain an edge, pre-snap, knowing coverages and things like that. He was inside leverage, and I have an out-breaking route. Safety's not a factor. So basically, it was just about me being more efficient. It was the perfect route.
Did you get your feet down? Because
I didn't. I could have. It was a perfect ball. I got mad after I saw it. I thought my feet were down, but when I looked at the replay, the left toe was on the line.
So, obviously, this toe tap is a skill.
Yeah.
But, can you practice that?
Absolutely. It's something that we drill all the time.
You do?
Yeah, so that's why I was a little disappointed in myself, because I kind of take pride in being able to toe tap and toe drag. And
you don't look down. You just have to know where you're at.
It's a feel, man.
It's a feel.
Yeah, it's a feel. You kind of have a third eye on the side that's trying to, in your periphery, trying to look and see where the, where the white ends or where it starts.
But are you just trying to make your legs just die?
You just kill the legs and just usually fall. Usually I'm pretty good with it, but this one, I thought I had a little bit more room than what I did. I guess the feet were a little too long.
Clay probably feels like he won that one.
Yeah, we'll give him that.
All right. What are you thinking just bunch here, Davante?
This was a 3rd down, I believe, and I got an outbreaker. I spray out, and with his leverage right there, it's just win my feet again, and the ball's in the right spot, we're going to be good.
Yeah. They can man this or they can zone this, right? But do you know pre-snap?
I absolutely do, and I'm glad you asked me that. And I just told Slay, so I don't know if they'll make some adjustments, but I had to let him know that on film, I watched maybe 200 clips. 200 clips, Slay is following receivers in man-to-man coverage.
Right.
In zone coverage, he's not following. So you know,
that's an indicator.
If he's following me, then I know the coverage, essentially.
They never trick it, though.
They never trick it, and I don't know why.
You can be the best cover corner in the world. You have almost no chance with that kind of timing and execution.
Rodgers takes the snap out of shotgun. Deep drop. Has time initially. Throws to the left side. Davante's wide open.
Just this play, you get up on his toes right here.
Yeah.
And when you step on guys' toes, I see guys trip, but you have like this dexterity. Because once you get there, you won.
Yeah.
Like, you love this.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's about closing that space. DBs want you to, they don't care about having the distance here. They want to be able to be close to you at the end. I'm good with being close to you all the way up until the ball's there.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it. So if I close the space.
And a little wiggle right at the top of the route there against J-Ron Curtis gets him to turn inside and then breaks to the sideline.
You talked about me and Aaron's connection. This is a prime example because the route was really a super high angle route, and we just had to make something happen. So I decided to flatten it, and as soon as I come out, the ball's headed right where I was going.
J-Ron Curse one-on-one with Davante Adams, and that ball was in the air before Adams even made his break to the sideline.
You get that connection with a guy like him, it makes it easier.
And you can see, like, the level of trust that Aaron has.
It took time.
Like, that's hard. It takes time,
It took
right?
time, yeah, definitely. But, I mean, you do enough things, and like you said, his #1 phrase I think he uses in the world is attention to detail.
Yep.
So that's something that I had to buy into if I knew I wanted to be on the field.
One thing he does, though, like, he'll throw those smoke routes.
Yeah.
If he sees that corner off, like, I can't sometimes see the signal.
You don't. Sometimes it's not a signal. He'll tell me he'll alert it one time at the beginning. That's another thing that's big, that he's big on. He's like an elephant. That's what I call him. You say something one time or something happens one time, whether it's good or bad, he will not forget it. So you better make sure you leave a good impression on him.
Okay.
So if it's, whatever, he'll say, Tay, you remember back in 14 when we played Buffalo and I told you such and such, I need you to run like that. And I'll say, cool. I'll get out there and run it, and he won't challenge me at whether or not I know, but he'll see in the route the way I run it.
He expects you to know it.
And he expects me to know it at this point.
That particular throw with that particular receiver and that particular route, virtually unstoppable.
Yeah.